Music time.
Music
Wow, this has
time.
been a long podcast for the main YouTube viewers. So this is going to be a main YouTube video that's pretty long as well, 'cause there's a lot.
Oh,
Unless
good.
I do the thing where I talk really fast and get through everything really fast.
Oh, good.
We'll
That could
see.
be fun.
Nah, we gotta
Um,
get that 2 hour mark, only a half
we
hour left.
gotta. Yeah.
We gotta.
We're at
Um,
126, so get your
where do I
bag.
want to start today? I'm going to start today with Logic.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Logic did it again.
Oh, you did another
Um,
song?
he did another song,
Okay.
and it's better than the song he released last time.
Wow.
So
Okay.
I I don't know what's happening, Bobby.
Oh, it has
Um,
Blue and Exile in it.
yeah, he got
Oh,
Blue and Exile
that's pretty
on a
cool.
song, and it's very good. I was surprised. This sounds like 2014 Logic. Um, I don't know what's going on with him. There's a switch that flipped. And he's like, "I time to like make good music again."
Yeah.
Um, so I haven't listened to like all the singles from this new album, but the two I've listened to, they both hit.
Okay.
Um, so I think he's a, I don't know. I feel like he works well when he's not under pressure. No pun intended. Um, I think he's just making music that he wants to make right now,
Is that a
and
Logic
that's where his best stuff comes out. Um, that he was also in the news for something completely different. That
Oh.
he claimed his Confessions of a Dangerous Mind album was a satire, and that it was supposed to be bad. Um, that album is atrocious, and I do not believe a single word he says about it
Yeah.
being a satire. So
What
there's
does
nothing
that even
satirical
mean?
about that.
Yeah.
Um,
It has my dad
there
in it though.
there was, yeah, featuring his dad, I believe. Um,
No, my dad.
yeah,
The artist my dad.
yeah,
You don't understand.
it's his dad. Um, the title track for that album is really good, and then the rest of the album is just garbage. So,
Oh no.
oh no,
This is
which
very
sucks because the
sad.
cover art for it is pretty cool.
I like the cover art. Yeah.
Um,
I
but
would
yeah,
buy a vinyl of that.
he claimed that was all a prank, all a funny
Oh, a
joke.
goof.
Um,
I should have known.
which I mean, I feel like people would be more open to him saying that if like he hasn't been on this major like downward spiral in terms of quality. Like the record he released before that was Supermarket. So I don't think you're in any position to be like, this is just making fun of bad music. So I could get like, so I can make fun of like how easy it is to make chart topping rap music. And then
Yeah.
this album just absolutely flopped. So
Yeah.
I don't believe you. But this new stuff you're doing, I like it.
Okay.
I feel like he's comfortable. He's making something that's familiar but a little different. Going back to the boom baps type stuff, and he's not recycling lyrics.
Oh, I
So
was
that's all I
about to
can ask for him.
ask.
I think there was one recycled lyric in this one, but like it didn't really bother me.
Okay.
But I I do think Blue absolutely murdered him, but that's to be expected. Um, I kind of think of Blue as like Logic if his quality kept increasing. Uh,
Yeah.
they have kind of similar styles where they're both like not lyrical spiritual individuals, but very close to it. Um,
Yeah.
but have like a more positive spin on their art usually. But Blue is miles ahead usually. No pun intended again. Man, I'm just killing it today. Um, those are two puns in one track. That's fantastic. Uh, what's next? Chance the Rapper,
Oh.
new song.
Wow, you got a lot of twists coming today.
I do. He has dropped a 1 minute song,
Oh.
1 minute and 5 seconds, a bar about a bar, and it's literally a 16 bar verse about a bar.
Okay.
Not bad,
Interesting.
but like, um, I think the issue I have here is he's taking this is a weird rollout because he's dropping the most low key songs as singles. Because Child of God was also very like slow. It's kind of like Crown, where it's like very simple, but it's like a story driven thing. Um, which I mean I liked, and then this one is it's a minute like interlude where like yeah he's rapping pretty decent and the beat's pretty good, but I don't know why you're releasing a minute song as like a teaser to your project.
I have no idea.
So I don't know. He's got a weird rollout happening. This is still a lot better than the big day. I feel like he's taking the humble "I'm sorry" approach to this whole thing,
Okay.
where he's just kind of quietly like revving up for something. These songs have been very like very organic instruments, and like I don't know, he's just back to rapping at a higher quality. But just an interesting single to drop. I don't think I've ever seen someone drop a minute long song as a single for their upcoming album.
No, I don't think I have either.
It's a little weird. Um, but yeah, looking forward to whenever he decides to be like, hey, here's the album. Um, I am on Team Chance. I need the comeback tour to be a real thing. You can only go up from here.
That's true.
It's physically impossible for you to go lower than what you're at.
That is true.
I guess I'll do a couple upcoming records or just new things. Elucid's album, new album's coming out June 10th. Um, so very excited for that one. Got a lot of Billy Woods, Quelle Chris features, a lot of different producers going on here. He's got a Kenny Segal production credit on here, Alchemist, um, just the usual crew that hangs out with this label. But very excited to see what Elucid's got. They've been hyping up this project for a while. I think Elucid's in a good form to make a new solo project. I feel like he's tightened his skills in the past couple of years. So very excited for that on the 10th. We got Post Malone next week on the 3rd.
That's true.
Um,
He was on Hot Ones.
he was on Hot Ones. He's hyping up this record.
Yeah, he was. He said there's only like, he's keeping like the producers. Like there's only a couple producers. He's like, I'm trying to tell a story. I'm like, okay, guy.
We'll see how it goes.
Last person I heard trying to do a concept album out of their element was Casey Musgraves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to like completely set up that this is gonna be awful.
No,
but-
I really want to. I really want it to be good because Post Malone's such a cool guy.
I love him. He's such
got
a nice guy.
Great energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we'll see next week.
We'll see.
I don't know. I like the single that he dropped. I just don't like the Roddy Ricch feature.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I like the song
see.
that he did on SNL with Fleet Foxes too.
yeah, I just need a good mix of that song so I can actually form an opinion on it.
I'm sure.
Because I didn't like it because of the way SNL mixes crap. It sounded bad.
Yes.
Like just the production of it. But that's to be
I've heard that song twice on SNL and when he was playing it through his speakers on Instagram Live. So I have not heard a good version of that song either, but I do like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll see next week. We'll have a first reaction to that one out sometime soon after the 3rd.
Yes.
Black Country New Road.
A new song already?
No.
Oh.
They're starting performances again.
Oh, okay.
They have started touring again throughout Europe. They're one of these bands that I really like out of this windmill scene where they practice new material live.
Yes.
It's a really cool thing. They can kind of feel out what people are vibing with or not. And everybody's big question was like, what the heck are they going to do? Their singer's gone. What's happening?
That's true.
But we have like an hour of new material that they did at some gigs in somewhere in London, I'm sure. But it's sounding good. Again, these are live recordings from people's phones, so it's hard to pick out what's actually happening. And the voices are like very quiet, but it seems like they're switching off vocalists throughout tracks. Which I think is interesting. I like that. Instead of just pinning it on one person. It seems like this band could go anywhere because they've tried two vastly different styles and it's worked incredibly well both times. This one seems more similar to Ants from Up There. I feel like they're going deeper into this Arcade Fire route.
Okay.
Which isn't a bad thing. I mean, Ants from Up There is like literally perfect, so I don't know if they want to be too similar to that. Just because like that might mellow out a little bit just because you've given us the best of the best when it comes to that sound. But I don't know, they're still sounding very good. You got May and Tyler on vocals for a lot of them. They both sound really nice. I think May's vocals are probably the best of everybody. Lewis is kind of the front man, I guess. At least that's the way they have him set up with his saxophone in the front.
Oh, okay.
I think he's sung one or two songs that sounded pretty decent. But again, these songs are longer. I feel like there's more of less of a post-punk route I'm seeing in these performances, at least from what I can hear, it's hard to make out like the compositions right now because it seems everything's so early.
Yeah.
It does feel more like that Arcade Fire style, whatever you want to classify that as a genre. Um, but yeah, it seems more, I guess, like Baroque rock, I want to call it. I don't know if that's a thing, but I feel like Baroque rock is a good indicator there.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. I'm liking where they're going. I'm excited to see where they go from here. I am okay without a record for a year or two if they just really need to batten this down.
Yeah.
I feel like they've given us two incredible records, and they don't need to like, hurry up and do another one. But I'm assuming based on like how often they just do live shows and how much they love live performances, that it won't be too long before we get something new.
Yeah.
And I'll be ready because this is like one of the best bands in the world right now, and they're incredibly young,
Other
and they're about
than
to
the White Snakes.
and they're entering a new phase.
That was
All
my
right, what do
joke.
we got
I don't
next?
know.
I think that was all the new stuff,
Okay.
which is good because there wasn't a whole lot. But I did dive into some other stuff that I've been waiting to get to. I guess the new Quelle Chris album, Death Fame. I listened to that one this week. Pretty good. I need to listen to it more. I only listened to it once. But very nice. Love the instrumentation on it. I only missed it because Kendrick came out that same day. Quelle Chris was the only rap artist man enough to keep his release date to the 13th. So shout out to Quelle Chris for that. Which, I mean, the album still did, it's underground, but like, he did pretty decent numbers on it. Quality's pretty good here. Speaking of Kendrick added the Heart Part 5 onto the main album.
Oh, really?
As a disc 3.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Pulling I don't know who else has done
Sonic.
this. Yeah, Silk Sonic. That's who it was.
Wait, I don't see it on here.
It's in a different album.
Oh.
There should be 2 Mr. Morales on his Spotify page.
Oh, yeah. I see that.
Yeah, it is listed as a disc 3, so it does break out of the album, which is good. So I don't mind it too much. And I do think the Heart Part 5 is
It's a good
either
song.
opener or closer to the whole thing. It's a good tie-in through the whole project.
Yeah.
So I don't hate it too much. Is it a grab for more streams? Possibly. Very possible. I know a lot of labels do that.
Yeah, well, is TDE,
just to gain
would they
streams.
stoop that low?
I don't know. Not sure. They could.
Maybe.
But I don't know. I feel like Kendrick doesn't care about that, but whoever's managing it might.
Yeah, they realize that this is the last bit of Kendrick that they can profit off of.
Milk all we get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't mind it. I feel like it still fits very closely, and that they separated it into a third disc is good. I would be very angry if they placed it right after Mirror as a track 10 on disc 2, because that would destroy the
Yes.
entire album's flow, concept, and mirror. Like
Yes.
the mirror of the actual album.
Mhm.
So at least they did that.
Well, it'll be interesting to see when vinyls come out, if it's going to be on the vinyl.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like, well, this isn't a real double album. You could fit all this on 2 LP, or 1 LP, I mean.
Really? It's pretty
think so.
long. It's an
I
hour.
mean, it's an
20.
hour 13 without Heart Part 5.
Oh, true.
So I
don't
think to
know.
be a double album, it'd have to be like an hour 30 or an hour 25. I don't know the exact.
How many records did Dark Beautiful Twisted Fantasy have?
3, but it only needed 2.
That
Dark Twisted Fantasy vinyl is the worst vinyl ever made.
that album is an hour 8.
Yeah, and he put it on 3 vinyl.
So I think having Morale on 2 is acceptable.
That's what they'll do. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just technically it's not a double album, but I mean it works with the concept and everything. But yeah, I think they'll do it on 2, and they should have room for Part 5 on. I was wondering if they could do it like the main album on 3 sides and then the Heart Part 5 and then maybe like a etching design for the 4th side.
Yeah, that could be cool.
I just want some separation because
Yeah.
Mirror ends in such a strong way where I would like it to just stop,
That's true.
but that is very picky. But yeah, it's just an interesting thing. I never thought like Kendrick would be one to like update stuff like that. But
I don't know.
Kanye's influence knows no
Yeah,
bounds.
I don't know if this is Kendrick's move though. If I had
Yeah,
to,
I don't know either. There's
yeah,
no way to tell either because he doesn't talk at all.
nope.
Um, but let's go to what else I listened to this week. There is this album. I guess we can call it an album.
Okay,
This is the first album I've listened to that's just one song.
okay.
Um, it's classified as an album. It's actually an album, but there's one song on it and it's 35 minutes long. It's Fishman's Long Season. This has like a cult following to it.
Fishman.
Um, it's one that's been on my radar for years, and I just never sat down and listened to it. Um, but it's it's dream pop technically, but it's reggae, dub, psychedelic, rock, and dream pop all in one song.
Okay.
Um, it is one of the most magical songs I've heard in a long time. Um, yeah, but one song on the whole thing. It's in Japanese, or most of it is. But the singer's got like this insane voice. The song is so calming, but it's also very rhythmic and groovy, and I don't know, this mixture of like ambient and dream pop, and these really awesome like guitar solos. It's really really great, and I thought that was really good. And then apparently, um, they have one of the best live albums ever made, according to everybody.
Oh.
Um, so they have a version of that song on the live album that's 41 minutes long, and that song blows up the studio version out of the water.
Oh.
Um, I haven't heard a live song recorded this well, like ever.
Huh.
Like the way that they put this onto like an album, like it sounds better than the studio version. You'd never be able to tell that this is a live recording. Um, but that song goes even harder, and it's even more like dreamy and out there.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, this is a magical, magical song. Um, I don't know. I haven't listened to the rest of the album since like 2 hours, since it's like a live performance.
Yeah.
I just skipped the real thing everybody talks about. Because I've heard their catalog's kind of hit or miss, but
Okay.
I don't know. The one song I've heard is like incredible. Yeah, I recommend everybody listen to that one because, like, man,
Even
I don't
me.
care who you are. Like, that's if you just treat it like an album, like it'll be one of the best experiences because there's distinct sections of it.
Okay.
But yeah, it's so 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 good. I've been kind of addicted to that song this week. But yeah, Long Season, check it out. It's great.
Okay.
It's fun. It's groovy. It's everything you want a song to be. Um,
I checked out a new song this week.
yo.
It was Kalia's big debut single.
Oh yeah.
I'll try to make it to the other side. We got a comment asking if we would do a reaction to it. It's one song, so no, we are not going to be doing a reaction to it.
No video on that, no.
No.
But you get this right now.
You get this. So if you are listening to this, I did listen to it. I don't know if you're gonna like my answer. It wasn't very good. I know. I think the guy has some potential. His voice is interesting, so I think he needs to develop it a little bit more. But I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get into like some R&B sad boy, maybe a little interesting combination. But I didn't hate it. But it's definitely not a big debut single. So
I have not listened to it.
okay, it's fine. It's five
So I
and a
don't
half
have an opinion.
minutes. It probably could have been 3, if I'm being honest. So
Okay.
you know,
You were not the resident long song enjoyer though.
no, but I can appreciate long songs if they're done well. This one was. I don't know why I'm giving this a review because it has 100 streams on Spotify, but we just got a comment to react to it, so I was.
Here you go.
I did
Yeah.
it. I listened to it.
Yeah.
So there
Listen
you
to
go.
our viewers.
Let's get to the main meat and potatoes of this week.
Okay.
I said I was going to take a break from Swans, so I'm a filthy liar.
Okay.
You guys thought I was taking a break. But I finished To Be Kind finally. Started with soundtracks for the blind. Got traumatized. Haven't listen to it again since it's 2.5 hours long and it's a freaking chore to get through. Um, I I'll revisit it eventually. I haven't given a score to it at all because I feel like I haven't fully immersed myself in it yet. But to be kind, I've been kind of playing around with the first disc for a while. Never sat down and listened to the whole 2 hours. Finally did this week, and oh my god, this one actually clicked. So,
Oh, okay.
um, and it is something. This is another one of these records where you can kind of talk about it, but like until you actually experience it, you'll have no idea like what it is. Um, 2 hours, 1 minute, 5 songs in each side. Um, this is still post rock, I think. It's very different post rock though. Godspeed has very gradual like builds and crescendos. They're known for like the most seamless and explosive and interesting crescendos. That still rings true. This is more gradual to the point where you can't even tell the song is like changing. Um, this might be torture for a lot of people because this album literally is like the most primal rock music probably ever made. I think Fantano called this the death of rock and roll or
Oh,
rock music in his review for it.
okay.
Um, I would agree with that. It's there's like no song structure to any of these. It feels like everything's based off of like momentum and pure instinct and nothing else. Like these instrumentals are it's guitars and drums, little extra things, but like I think there's two drum kits. Um, but these songs are just drawn out. They're slow builds. The lyrics are incredibly simple. All of them are more chants than they are like lyrical passages. Um, the builds are gradual, but you can feel them eventually. Like maybe my second or third listen, I was really like, yeah, that I don't know what I heard the first time, but what I'm hearing now is like literally perfect compared to what I was hearing before. Um, but starting off with screenshots, amazing. Again, the first time you listen to anything like this, I had no idea how to even talk about it, what it was doing. It didn't seem like it was doing anything. But now it's really hitting. But screenshots fantastic. Just a Little Boy is like this really I want to call it post blues because it has the blues song structure of like lyrical refrain, instrumental passage, lyrical refrain, instrumental passage. Um, except this is like to an extreme. And instead of actual blues guitar, it's just this like hammering of instruments. Um, and these just demented lyrics that are like I think this is the one that has like the laughing that like goes through all channels. Um, it's a demented song, but it's really fantastic. Uh, Little God in My Hands is incredible as well. There's like this chanting that comes up that's like a children's choir or something that's like terrifying, and the song builds so well. Um, there's the singer. I think Michael Gira is his name. Um, I don't know if you can call him a singer on this record. I don't think he would. I would. Soundtracks for the Blind is a lot more chill. Not in the lyrical content. That record's a lot more disturbing than this one, but it was a lot more chill, and then there wasn't like a lot of screaming. This one's like yelling constantly. I think there's points in some songs where he just starts like barking and growling. It's crazy, but Little God in My Hands is fantastic, and then you have Bring the Sun, the two-part track that's 34 minutes long. Um, and it's weird because his music's like hypnotic, but it's also like incredibly like heavy. It's not like a good kind of hypnotic where you're just kind of like lost in a trance and everything's like pretty. This is like lost in a trance at just like the utter like heaviness and density of the mix that's getting thrown at you. Um, but everything's in like this very primal rhythm. It just feels like the song is like living and breathing and just moving slowly and slowly and slowly to the point of insanity. Um, the lyrics just get more unhinged and unhinged as the song keeps going. It just evolves into like growling and barking and just random noise. Um, it's like it is an experience. This would be an interesting first reaction video if that ever became a thing. Like it's such a weird like because this record doesn't like it's not overly depressing or disturbing. So there's like this really, really interesting feeling you get listening to it, where you're just like observing, but all of a sudden then you're like part of it and you're like, okay, I can't stop like bobbing my head or like getting into this as it keeps going. It's like it's forcing its way into your head and not leaving. It's so strange. Um, but I don't know, the pure intensity of this record. I think the 2 hour length helps it. At first as a chore, but like after you get through it once or twice, and like for me it clicked like halfway through the second listen, so I didn't have to like get too much of a challenge with it. I think Soundtracks for the Blind is gonna be a lot more of a issue for me. Um, which is weird because I would have thought I would have liked that record more. But
Mm.
I don't know. This one's just it is the craziest experience. I see why this is praised as like one of the best things of the last decade. I think Fantano gave this number two in the decade. I think T-Pab barely beat it.
Mm.
Um,
Is that
yeah,
one a 10 for him?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I think I gave this a 97 as of now.
Okay.
Could grow. I don't see it shrinking because I listened to it on headphones for this like 2 times, and then today I listened to some of it in the car, and I think this needs to be played in speakers out loud because you can only get so much through headphones in terms of like volume and just feeling, because they are just two small speakers. When I played this in the car, like these guitars sounded like they were just like breaking down walls. There's parts of the songs where it's like everything's so calculated and they're so tight as a band, where they just have these like slower passages and then just this heavy onslaught of every single person in the band just slamming their instrument at like the same time. So I don't know. This record's insane. I would love to do a Swans reaction, but like that also kill both of us, and it would be it's so strange.
No, you know I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that would be good. I think we would get lampooned harder than anything ever. It would be worse than Mariah Carey.
Nah,
No,
Swans
I'm
fans aren't
done.
that stuck up.
Oh, I was just joking.
Yeah,
Nothing could be worse than Mariah Carey.
exactly. We've already gone into the deep end once. It's not happening again.
Next up,
Um,
we are reacting to a Nicki Minaj album.
oh God, please no. That would suck.
Yeah.
Not the album. The
No, not the
reaction to it would
album.
suck.
Yeah. If
Um,
I even said, I don't really care for this song too much, then everybody would
yeah.
be like, you are
This song was
bad.
about 20 seconds too long. I hate you so
I hate
much.
you. This is perfect.
But yeah, this thing kind of blew me away this week. I wasn't expecting to like really, really finally have one click, but I feel like it helped by just going through the first disc casually and then finally sitting down and be like, all right, I'm finishing this. Um, so yeah, incredible record, insane. One of the most unique experiences I've ever had. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely an acquired taste, but a lot of people really, really like this one. So it's weird that this is the most accessible one or one of the more accessible ones because this is still extremely challenging to get into.
Yeah.
So, but now I've cracked the code a little bit, so now I can kind of move on to other things here. I know they have the Seer and the Glowing Man, so I'm gonna do one of those next. I'm gonna
Okay.
wait on Soundtracks for the Blind until I've gone through most of their other stuff. Um, but yeah, I don't know how they've released like because the Seer and the Glowing Man are almost like reviewed as highly as To Be Kind, and all of these came out within 2012 to 2016, and they're both 2 hours long, or all of them are hours long. So they really went hard during those years. Um, the Seer has a scary thingy on the cover, so I might do that one next. That one seems fun.
Seer. I need to see how scary this is.
It's got like a little like teddy bear, except he's got like human teeth. It's kind of scary.
Oh yeah, it looks like the cat from Alice in Wonderland.
A little bit, yeah.
Oh,
So I might do that one next. It can't be more terrifying than what I've heard on To Be Kind, so
okay.
I wouldn't think. I mean, To Be Kind just got a picture of a baby on it, and then you expect it to be like you don't expect it to be what you get. What you get is like primal rage for 2 hours.
Well, it is a crying baby.
Yeah, yeah, that is my face after I finish the album. But I guess it's pretty accurate now.
Yeah.
But I'll probably do the Seer and then the Glowing Man. Then we'll go from there. But I don't know. I don't know if this is starting a Swans addiction or if To Be Kind is just the one that really broke through. I guess we'll figure it out in the coming weeks. But think that's everything I have.
That's it.
That's it.